Welcome back to Introduction to Engineering Design. This is Module 8.1, and what we're going to do today is we're going to put together the final button maker. So I'm not going to do this all the way for you or with you. I'm just going to show you some of the steps and some of the things that you'll have to think about. So I'm going to start by making new, assembly, OK. One thing that I have is I have 4 different subassemblies already constructed. So let's go ahead and look at those. I can filter so I only see subassemblies in my open in my file window here just by clicking my filter assemblies. So you see I've got subassembly A, B, C, and D. So I'm going to go ahead and open A and start with that because that is my base. So we'll go ahead and start with that, and it's positioned properly because I built it properly per the instructions. We're going to place that down. So if we look at our assembly document overall, what we have to do is we have to basically put the rotating die assembly, the blue thing, on top of the base with a washer in between. So let's find that base bearing first, and that's part 901. We'll go ahead and insert components, browse, and I'll scroll down and find 901. There's my base bearing ring, and I'm going to place that. I want to go ahead and mate this, and what I'm going to do is zoom in way in until I can pick the inside ring here. So there you can see the inside ring, and I want to mate that about this center post right there, concentrically. And I can lock rotation, and I'll accept that. There's no real right orientation. What I'm going to do is I'm basically going to put this spacer so it's in contact with the top of the base. Now what I can do is I can drop my subassembly on here, my lower die subassembly B, onto that spacer, and that is what keeps it from dragging across the top when it flips back and forth. So let's get out of this assembly, insert my components, and I want to insert subassembly B. So again, I can filter where my cursor is flashing, look for subassembly B, open it, and lo and behold, it places and looks reasonably appropriate. So as we look at this, what I want to do is I want to place this center shaft hole, and I want to mate that to the center shaft. I don't want to lock rotation, so I don't lock rotation on this. Instead, what I want it to do is I want it to spin. So we're gonna basically orient the bottom of this so that it touches the top of the face of my spacer. And if you look at it, there should be a tiny little gap here, and there is, and it is tiny. So now it spins, but I've got to limit the range, and I want to limit it from here to there. So the way that I'm going to do that, there's a couple different ways I can do it. I can turn on planes, but I'm just going to use these 2 surfaces right here. So I'm going to mate these 2 surfaces, except I'm going to do a angular mate here, and then I'm going to go to my advanced mates, and I'm going to go from a minimum of 0 degrees to a maximum of 180. And I come out and take a look at it and see what will that do. So let's go ahead and accept that, and let's see which way it flips. And there you can see I can go back and forth between those 2 positions. And I'm fully defined. So at this point, what you need to do, and I'm going to leave you off at this point, and we'll pick up here. Well, we'll pick up here in a little bit in a further subsequent video. But at this point, what I want you to do now is I want you to go ahead and put your upper die assembly on, and realize this is going to move up and down these bolt shafts. So what you need to do is to make it concentric about the bolt shaft. Put the nut on the top and then limit the range so that this top of the upper die goes between the upper bolt head and the lower bolt shaft. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put this key pin in with 2 snap rings through the handle, and you will make this handle bearing right here so that it rides atop of the die assembly right here. And that's what moves it up and down. So give that a shot on your own. I'll make a subsequent video here and we'll take a look at how I did it. Thanks for watching.